Hey, how's it going? Today I want to talk about house hacking. And it's something I've been doing for 20 some years. I've been involved with real estate pretty much all my life since I was a teenager, kind of helping with my dad and flipping stuff, commercial, strip malls, all kinds of stuff. Um, but my life got kind of derailed and I restarted with um, house hacking as my kind of primary method of wealth building. And I'll explain it like this in that in the US, there's a tax rule that as long as you live in your primary home 2 out of the last 5 years, when you sell it, you get $250,000 as a single person like myself, or $500,000 tax free at the sale of the house. And that's up to, that's not like always that amount, but um, so you're not, so typically you start small and like you might get $100,000 house and then you sell it for $200,000. So you walk away with $100,000 cash, tax free. And then you roll that into a bigger house. And by the time you get into a house like this, it's a 6 bedroom house. Um, so by the time I roll it into here, I'm almost guaranteed to get that $250,000 whenever I want to move out. And if you do rentals, always get a rental that you're willing to live in for 2 years because down the road, when you decide to sell, if you don't want to do 1031, instead of taking the tax hit, you have an option to move into it for 2 years. And then you can say, hey, that's my primary, sell it. And then you have that $250,000 you put in your pocket. You don't have to take that tax hit. Um, and, you know, a lot of times it might be more than that. So you still might pay some taxes, but there's an option there. And so that's kind of what I do in the background. This is the video game money I take and I invest into either stocks or real estate. The real estate steamrolls into things like this. And then just you do this every couple of years. And after 20 years, things add up pretty crazy. But to me, it's kind of a no brainer to kind of focus on this kind of a wealth creation method over like a W 2, for example, because I haven't had a W 2 in 20 years. Because a W 2, you get taxed every week. Like, regardless, every hour you put in, you're getting taxed on it. This, you get to kind of pick your taxes in a way. And then it's also pretty good money. It's like $120,000 a year if you're doing it every 2 years and you're good at it and all that stuff. But you got to learn tools, you got to learn the rules. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, all that kind of stuff. But you know, there's you got to deal with electricians and plumbers and do everything right and do your research and but you have time to do it, and that's kind of the point. It's a good way to have a good lifestyle without having to go to a job every day to be able to just kind of take your time improving the place in which you live. And then you move on and keep doing it over and over again. And I don't know. I find a lot of value in it. I hope other people do. And I also hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.